Hello, I am Marco Costa from West Longabaugh, Spanier in Zickerman. And today I would like to talk about adjustment of status for individual in removal proceedings. I have already uh, introduced the argument about adjustment of status and talk about it in my previous video, which I would invite you to watch. It is linked in the descriptions. But today, what I'm talking about is this. Many of my clients comes to me and ask me if they're eligible to obtain a green card through their immediate relatives, whether they are married with U.S. citizens or um, their son or daughters are U.S. citizens and they turned 21 and they want to sponsor the parents as immediate relatives. But I also told me, said Marco, uh, I am in a removal proceeding because I overstayed, for example, my current visa, or I was in a removal proceedings, but it's been administratively closed. So the question is, am I eligible to obtain a green card despite the fact I am or I was in a removal proceeding? And luckily, the answer is yes. Who can adjust the status uh, pending a removal proceeding, whether it's currently pending or is administratively closed? Well, there's two requirements. Of course, the first one is that you have to be an immediate relative of a US citizen. Once again, immediate relatives of US citizens are parents, unmarried children under 21 of age, and spouses. And the second requirement is that you have to be lawfully admitted in the US. So if you cross the border illegally, you are not eligible to an adjustment of status, even if you are in a removal proceeding. But if you meet these two requirements, you're a qualifying relative and you've been lawfully admitted in the United States, you can adjust your status even if you are in a removal proceeding. No, how this is how things kind of different from the regular proceeding, because usually all adjustment of status petition are adjudicated by the UCIS. In this particular case, if you are in a removal proceeding or your removal proceeding is being administratively closed, in this case, the jurisdiction to adjudicate your adjustment of status is vested in the immigration judge, unless a small exception if you are an arriving alien. But if you're not and you want to adjust your status pending a removal proceeding, you have to file your motion for adjustment of status in front of immigration judge. So your qualifying relative, U.S. citizens, file the petition to sponsor you, the form I-130, and if it's approved, then you file your adjustment of status motion, form I-485, in front of immigration judge. At that point, the immigration judge will evaluate whether you are eligible to adjust your status based upon the qualifying relationship with your US citizen's immediate relative. So let's say, for example, that you've been lawfully admitted in the United States and then you married a US citizen and then later on placed in a removal proceeding. Your spouse filed the I-130 petition to sponsor you as an immediate relative. It's been approved. Then you file your motion to adjust your status in front of the immigration judge. At that point, the immigration judge still has to evaluate whether you enter your marriage in bona fide or just for the purpose to obtain a green card. So it's your burden to prove that you meet these requirements. Of course, this is a little bit easier in case your son or daughter over 21 years of age, of course, is sponsoring you as parent, because at that point, the only elements that you need to prove is that you are the father or the mother of the U.S. Citizen, and that's pretty straightforward. You know, you have your long-form birth certificates, and that's pretty much it. But in the other case with marriage, bear in mind that you still need to prove that the marriage was entered in bona fide in order for the immigration judge to grant the immigration status. So if you are in the situation, feel free to contact me at 520-790-7337 or shoot me an email at marco@welzaz.com. We'll be happy to sit with you and discuss your case and see if you're eligible to adjust your status, even if you are in a removal proceeding. Well, thank you very much, and I hope to see you again.